All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Do a real quick video here. I've talked about this probably over a year ago, but and also thanks for liking, sharing, commenting. Let me do my introduction because some people might be very new to the channel. I'm Stephen Griffin of Griffin Notary Services. Learn your state laws. These things down here, you know what I'm talking about. Learn your state laws. Um, Real important. Okay, so like, comment, share, all that good stuff. I trust y'all. That's why I don't be running around saying that all the time, 50, 11 times doing a video because I know y'all like, I know y'all share, and y'all comment, and I appreciate it. So, one of the issues is about this notary certification. This form comes up in its various formats. Okay, this form has various formats to it. Okay, and with that, let me do the thing here. I forget. I got to do that. I got to do the banner down. So there are various formats to this form. Some are longer than others. Some are real detailed, but nonetheless, it's a notary certification form to basically say that you witnessed or you saw the person's ID, the proper ID, even though you're putting it in a logbook. But they want you to fill this information out. Even and you can have this on top of having a Patriot Act form. Okay. So let me show you the form real quick. It's this form here. Notary certification. A separate certificate must be completed for each sign-off. And then all it's basically saying is that I certify under penalty of perjury that I am authorized to act as a notary public in and for such and such county, such and such state, and that in performing my duties as a notary public, I have complied with all applicable state laws. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So it's just basically saying that you are basically throwing yourself out there on the hook saying, I'm authorized to be a notary public. Okay, gotcha. Signature, I notarize the signature of so and so person. Notice what it said. I notarize the signature, not the documents, the signature. Okay. I notarize the signature of so and so or whoever that person is. So it's just one person on here. If it's five people, you got to do one for each person. The date of notarial acknowledgement, the date that you did this, such and such date, and then what was presented to you, driver's license or other document has all these different types of documents, and you will put the other type of documents, all of that in there. If it was driver's license, you would just check. You don't have to initial, but you can just put a check or X. Don't matter. It does not matter. So stop tripping over whether it should be a check or X. A lot of people get caught up in that. Put the driver's license or state ID of such and such state, the number, which these boxes are not big enough, and then the expiration date. Okay. Then they want to know, was it an individual or corporate person, partner, attorney in fact, dot, dot, dot. Then down here, it has, down here at the bottom, it has your information, your name, your company if applicable, address, your daytime phone number. Of course, nobody got no fax number. And then your expiration of your notary commission. So down yonder here, it says, I acknowledge that the identification as stated above was provided to me at the time the borrowers and or co-borrower executed the documents. Executing documents mean that they signed the documents, okay, for a real estate transaction. I have not provided the borrower or co-borrower with advice. Let me scroll this up some. With advice, and let me zoom in a little bit, make sure y'all can see this. With advice, counsel, or an opinion concerning the content of the documents executed. So this is why y'all hear me almost on a rampage all the time about shut your mouth about the daggone documents. Okay? Because you're signing this saying you didn't say anything about the documents. You're giving counsel. Okay, so go look that word up. What does counsel mean? Well, I was just showing them what this was and that was. Is that or is that not counsel? That's the thing. That's what you have to ask yourself. What is the legal definition of the word counsel? Because if the legal definition of the word counsel, just picked up another house inspection, is that you ran your mouth about the documents in opposition to what your state law says, then you should not be signing this because now you're lying. Okay. You gave advice, you gave an opinion. concerning the content of the documents executed. That means anything concerning these documents, you gave some type of advice, counsel, or opinion. You need to shut your mouth and just sign, stamp, and get on up out of there. And I know people don't like, you shouldn't shut your mouth. Yeah, I said shut your mouth. That's what you need to do. Okay. That's for the most part, that's what they're asking us to do. Then it goes on and says that you sign here. Now it's asking for your stamp. And see, this is where the problem comes in at, because we're not supposed to stamp it. This is not a proper notarial statement whatsoever. Yeah, you got the state and county up here, but we notarize the signature, because up here it says I notarize the signature of, as far as the rest of the documents, but they're not signing this. So why would I stamp this? A lot of notaries, and there's this concept that, oh, if you stamp it, then you can just line through and that invalidates it. I talked to the NNA, they told me 4 years ago it doesn't. So unless something changed, how does lining through your notary stamp and initially invalidates it? Because if that's the case, then anybody can just line through a notarial certificate and invalidate any of them. It doesn't invalidate it, okay, at all. And then it goes on and says improper notarization, notarizing a document is a violation of state law. Any occurrence will be reported to the appropriate authorities. So all of this smack these trainers talk about. Let me come to y'all for a second, because now I done got hot. All of this smack people talk about all this here. You need to be able to explain it, this and that, and notarize this way. It's all wrong. And I don't know what it's going to take for y'all to grab a hold of that and figure this out. But y'all need to stop playing with yourselves and stop messing with folks' mind and do this stuff right and find out what your state law says. Okay. So, but we do not put our stamp on this. Okay. Let me get back to my point, because I'm about ready to go on a tangent. We do not put our stamp here. And the reason why they say they want to see our stamp is because what they feel is because they say, well, sometimes, and this is what I've been told, well, they just want to see that your stamp is valid. Well, I'm about to notarize at least 8 to 10 signatures on here. I'm not sending this ahead of time. I'm not filling this out. And in all honesty, this is something, in my opinion, that should be done after the fact. A lot of times it's at the front of the document, the loan packet, but this should be something done after the fact. After you've already done everything, now you're saying, this is what I did. That's what this reads to me. And then it wants your information down here and all of that for your notary insurance, your, and all that kind of stuff, policy number, expiration. The NNA standard of conduct, I think in section 2.4 or 2.7, something like that, talks about improper notarizations. Your state talks about improper notarization. Title companies talking about, well, we need you to stamp this. Why? Well, we want to make sure your stamp is valid. You should have did that before you hired me. Okay. And even if I did stamp this, it's coming back to them in the loan packet with everything else. So it's not like you're not going to see my stamp on the other documents. You are. So this whole concept of, well, we just need to make sure, no, that's my responsibility. Okay. And I make sure that it is valid. We can't just be stamping stuff and just, okay, let me see your stamp. Okay. Yeah. If it's wrong, then I have to deal with the consequences. That's why you got my policy information down here to take the appropriate actions, because then I'm improperly notarizing a document. So the onus is on me to do things right. And I'm signing this saying I understand that I'm supposed to do it right. So why do I need to put my stamp here to prove to you that I got the right stamp, that I got my commission number on there, or the right expiration date? If I'm not doing that right, then you have every legal right now, because I signed off on this, and I get what you're trying to do or what they're trying to do, but we're not supposed to just be randomly stamping stuff and sending it back, because this is almost like it's some kind of notarial certificate, and it appears as if you're notarizing your own signature. Now, if you really want to do it right, have another notary add an all-purpose acknowledgement onto this. That will be the right thing. But no, they want your stamp, not theirs. So this is around Robin. You're just going around and around in circles stuff. But you clearly see that you need to keep your mouth shut about the documents. Now, I've talked about this document before. Meaning you probably haven't gone back and look at those videos. That's why I'm doing it again. Somebody tell me where I'm wrong at. Somebody tell me where I'm wrong at outside of Louisiana, which I know y'all take all the super cool special training down there. But you tell me where I'm wrong at if you're a Texas notary. You tell me where I'm wrong at if you're a California notary. You tell me where I'm wrong at if you're Wyoming, Montana, New Mexico, Arizona. Please tell me where I'm wrong at when you're signing a document here that's saying basically to keep your mouth shut and don't say nothing about these documents. That's what it's saying. So if that's what this is saying, and you're doing opposite and you're signing off saying I did what this is saying, then there's a problem here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got it twisted. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it there. I can go on this here. This is kind of stuff I love to get into. I'm not a legal expert on notary law. I just know that what my law says and what I'm supposed to do. And for the most part, a lot of y'all have the same guidelines. So you're listening to people who are telling you to go opposite of the guidelines. You need to question them and say, why are you telling me to do opposite? Because my guidelines say this. But if you don't know your notary laws, if you don't know them, like it says down here, if you don't know your notary laws, your state notary laws, then of course you can't question anybody. Oh, hold up, hold. I was just about to bounce, but let me pull it up. Let me pull it up just so I can show y'all. Because I be rolling, boy, and I be about ready to bounce out of here. All right, let me show y'all this here. All right, hold on. Oh, I thought that was another order coming through. All right, so all right, hold on. All right, so let me pull this up for y'all so y'all can see. All right, let me get these out the way. All right, so I asked the question here. This is in Gemini. I asked the question: can a notary public stamp a document without a person signing it? This says no, a notary public cannot stamp a document without a person signing it. The primary function of a notary public is to witness and certify the authenticity of the signature. This involves verifying the identity, witnessing the signature, certifying authenticity. Without a signature, there's nothing for the notary to certify. Therefore, stamping a document without a signature will be in violation and meaningless. Now, I get that some people are going to say, well, we don't certify anything. Y'all deal with that with your state. Okay. I'm just sharing with you what this is saying, and we can deal with the details later. But overall, because see, people get caught up in, well, I'm not there to certify. I get it. Now you got to define the word certify. What does certify mean? And you might realize that what you think it means something different in this regard. But then it goes on and says here, I asked the question. Hold on. Let me pull it. I messed up. Hold on. Oh, okay. I did it right. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong thing. Okay, here it is. So then I asked this question: can a notary public stamp a document with just the signature of the notary on it? It says no. A notary public cannot stamp a document with just the signature of the notary on it. The primary function of a notary public is to witness and certify the authenticity of a signature. Therefore, a document must contain both the signature of the person making the declaration and the notary stamp or seal. The notary signature alone does not certify the authenticity of the document or the signature on it. It merely indicates that the notary has performed their duties and witnessed the signing of the document. Stop playing with me, y'all. Okay? Stop playing. People keep asking us to do stuff that ain't right. And none of y'all are going out there doing your own research. A simple search, a simple wording of the phrase. Can a notary do this? Should I do that? Play around with it. You go out there and search for all those daggone cruise ship tickets, finding the best cruise ship top prices. Why won't you search for the right notary answers? Yeah, I'm stepping on some toes this morning. I'm just trying to figure out how you plan on running a business and you don't know nothing about the business. How you plan on making all these monies, being six figure, and you can't even figure out this simple thing? But yet you're supposed to be the notary of whatever, the guru training people, this, that, and the other, and you can't answer a simple question. You see a document that says they want my stamp on it, but there's nobody signing it, but you're telling notary, oh, yeah, stamp it anyway. Just go ahead on and stamp it anyway. Nah, bump that. What does my state law says? Just like for Virginia, there's sometimes a witness on certain non mortgage or deed related documents. Well, can a notary in Virginia be a witness on a document? The Virginia law doesn't say it can or cannot, except for the fact that if your name is in the notarial statement, you should not be stamping that document because or signing that document because it's like you signing, notarizing your own signature. So on wills and power of attorneys, they typically have the foregoing instrument was acknowledged before me on this date by John Jones, the principal, and Stephen Griffin and Tammy Jackson, the witnesses. Well, if I'm the notary, I can't sign that because now I'm notarizing my signature. It's a common sense thing. But there are times where there's a document that the notary signs as a person witnessing that they signed it. There's no notarizations on it. And there's sometimes a signature that is required, and there's a notarization in it, but you're only notarizing the signature of the signer that you're meeting with, not the witnesses, i.e., Florida documents. Now, if you choose to pay out of pocket and have a separate witness, that's on you. And you just make sure you follow your state laws. So if you're in Georgia, you already know in Georgia, they're like, you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's important for you to what? Know your state laws. Know your state laws. And let me see something here. Let me see something here. Where is it? Where the heck is it? Okay, nah, never mind. But that's the thing. Okay, so if you plan on being successful in any business endeavor, you got to know the laws about it because you, the business owner, are responsible for that. It would be nice if the trainers told you, or the mentors, or the coaches, because if they're training, mentoring, and coaching you, to me, common sense would say you should at least have some general idea about the laws of for the state that that person is operating in that you're coaching, training, or mentoring. But a lot of trainers, coaches, and mentors, they're hands off. They're like, "Hey, I'm just here to help." I get that. I know you're here to help me, but you're not helping me if you got me doing stuff illegally. So how is that helping me? That's gonna cost me money. Okay. So y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace. If I can figure out how to turn this thing off. I don't. Oh, there it is. Got it.